Now close your eyes and take a deep breath, as deep as you can, and fill your whole chest. And as you let it out slowly and completely, imagine that you begin to float easily and gently toward a beautiful meadow, your very own personal meadow, known only to you. A private sanctuary where you can be at peace and in harmony with the beauty of nature. And as you become aware of your meadow appearing in front of you, move right into your meadow and become even more aware of its beauty, peace, and perfection. Just feel the warmth of the summer sun as it dances over your skin and warms each pore. And feel the gentle breeze as it washes in endless waves over the long meadow grasses, gently moving them back and forth, back and forth. And hear the wind rustle through the leaves on the trees. And the wildflowers are so vibrant and colorful as they celebrate this beautiful day. Reach down and touch the petals of a beautiful flower and turn it to greet the sun. Feel the texture of the petals, soft, smooth, and silky. And now bend down and bring that petal up to your face and smell its delicate, sweet aroma. And as you release the flower and stand up, listen to the sweet sounds of the songbirds in your meadow, the melody of the birds, the beautiful patchwork of colorful flowers, and the 100 different aromas of meadow flowers and grasses all bring your senses to an even greater level of awareness. And just drink in this magnificent beauty, peace, and harmony here in your meadow. And as fluffy, fleecy white clouds dance across the bright blue sky in endlessly changing formations, begin to move through your meadow now in peaceful stillness, serenity, and reverence. And feel the soft, warm meadow grasses under your bare feet, and the gentle swish of the grass across your ankles and legs as you slowly stroll through your wonderful sanctuary meadow. Just feel the beauty and the peace and the harmony here, and feel how incredibly alive and vibrant everything is here in your meadow. And begin to feel a welcome presence here in your meadow, a comforting, completely accepting and loving presence, like that of an old friend. And feel this presence come nearer to you, and just know that your old friend, your companion, is always nearby, and you can draw strength and support from your companion any time you need it. Wherever you go, your companion will always be there with you. And now, as you look around in your meadow, notice a field of corn growing there, and decide to walk through your cornfield. As you enter your cornfield, just look at all the abundance here. See all the rows and stalks of tall corn, all bearing the fully ripened ears on each stalk. Reach out and feel the plump firmness of one of the ears of corn, and feel the silky golden tassels on the top of each ear. This is your very own cornfield, where you can come any time you wish and pick all you want. It's there just for you, free for the taking, and all you have to do is reach out and pick as much as you want, put it in your pocket, and take it with you. And you can return to the abundance of your cornfield and get more any time you want to. Now continue to move slowly through your cornfield in thankful admiration for all the abundance there just for you. And when you reach the edge of the cornfield, step out again into your peaceful meadow. And as you walk through your meadow in quiet peace, continue to feel the vibrations of the complete harmony and vitality and energy of life everywhere here in your meadow. And as you look around, notice a tree there with your favorite fruit growing on it. Just walk over to it and reach up on your tiptoes for one of the pieces of fruit. And as you steady yourself on the tree trunk, feel your hand and fingers press against the hard, dry texture of the bark. Now reach up and pick the fruit, and feel it in your hands. Feel how heavy it is, how big it is, and feel the texture of the skin. Now bring the fruit up to your lips and bite into it, tasting its warm, sweet, juicy meat in your mouth, and feel the juice run across your tongue and trickle all the way down your throat. Now sit down against the tree and lean against its trunk while you finish eating the fruit. And as you lean back, feel the hard ridges of the tree bark dig into your back. And as you rub your back slowly against the bark of the tree, take in a deep breath and just relax in total harmony with all the vibrations and elements here in your meadow. Just feel the aliveness and the completeness and the perfection here. And sharpen your senses even more as you drink in all the colors, all the sounds, the tastes, and the smells here in your private sanctuary. And as you're sitting under your tree, noticing all the details in your meadow, become aware of the faint sound of a bubbling mountain stream that runs through your meadow. Get up and walk over to your mountain stream and watch its crystal clear waters splash over and around the rocks in the stream bed. And look and see which direction the water is moving. Notice how wide the stream is and how fast the water is flowing. Now kneel down, and as you wash the sticky sweet fruit juice from your hands in the waters, feel how cool and crystal clear this water is in your hands. Cup your hands and bring some of the water right up to your lips, and slowly sip this pure, life-giving water, feeling its liquid coolness run across your tongue, refreshing your whole mouth, and feel its refreshing coolness run all the way down to your stomach. And as you stand up, turn your head and notice where the mountain stream is flowing. And not far away, notice that a bridge crosses over the mountain stream. Look toward that bridge and notice the way it's made, its style, its shape, and what material it's made of. Notice how high up the bridge is, how wide it is, and notice how it's supported on each end and what kind of a walkway is there to walk across. Now start to cross the bridge over your mountain stream, going slowly one step at a time. And as you come to the center of your bridge, pause for just a moment and look down at the mountain stream rushing by underneath you. Hear the bubbling waters playing against the rocks, and breathe in the vitality and the life of your mountain stream. And now, as you continue on across the bridge, you soon come to the other side and step off the bridge onto a grassy area. And as you look around, become aware of a gently rising pathway leading off toward a high mountain in the distance. But the top of the mountain is surrounded in clouds, so it can't be seen. And shining through the clouds at the top of the mountain is a bright light, as bright as the sun, casting streamers of brilliant white light down into the valley below. And feel the desire within you now to go to the top of this mountain and discover what's waiting there for you today. So start moving along the pathway toward the mountain, over the rocks and around the trees and shrubs, and you soon discover that it leads to a terrace on the mountainside where everything is colored red. The earth is red, the flowers and the rocks are red, and the trees are all red. This is your red garden, the garden of expectancy. Begin to create within you a sense of excitement and anticipation, but without expecting anything specific to happen. And at the same time, know that you will be changed by whatever does happen. You're coming to this experience of meditation today, expecting to grow, to feel new, and to know you can end the way you saw yourself before. Expect to begin a new way of living right now, today, a new way of communicating with others and seeing yourself. Just say to yourself, I expect to be changed by this experience. And notice now that the pathway continues on up the mountainside. As you again move along the gently rising path, through the trees and around the rocks and bushes, you soon discover that it leads to another terrace on the mountainside where everything is colored orange. The earth is orange, and the flowers and rocks are all orange, and the trees are orange. This is your orange garden, the garden of transformation. Say to yourself, I die daily to what I was yesterday, and I open now to what I can become. And know that what you could not do yesterday is dead now. Today you can reach higher and believe more in your own abilities. Here in this garden, leave behind all perceived limitations and feel yourself growing into greater capabilities. Breathe in the energy and the vitality here in your orange garden. And now notice that the path continues on up the mountainside. And as you again move along the gently rising pathway toward the mountain, you soon discover that it leads to yet another terrace on the mountainside where everything is colored yellow. This is your yellow garden, the garden of new birth, expansiveness, and joy. See the yellow flowers as bright as the sun, perhaps some brilliant yellow daisies or sunflowers. Feel and touch the yellow earth. Feel the excitement and the anticipation of finding out what your new life will bring. A life without limitations. A life filled with exploration, wonder, learning, growing, and creativity. Breathe in all the vitality and the energies here in your yellow garden. And now notice that the pathway continues on up the mountainside, over the rocks, and around the trees and shrubs. But now the pathway begins to get much steeper, and it's more difficult to climb. You know you can't bring anything with you any further up the mountain, so you must drop and release all excess baggage that you might be carrying. Old belief systems, preconceived ideas, prejudices, angers, fears, wants and habits. All of these must now be left behind. So choose to leave them here, and then continue climbing along your pathway. And as you slowly make your way up the steep face of the mountainside, you come to a very narrow crevice that you must squeeze through. It's a very tight fit, barely enough room for just you and your clothes, but if you're not carrying any excess baggage, you can just make it. And as you squeeze through the narrow crevice, you can see your pathway again leading steeply up the mountainside. As you continue to climb along your path, you soon discover that it leads to another terrace where everything is colored green. The earth is green, the flowers and rocks are dark forest green, and the trees and foliage are all a rich, deep green. This is your green garden, the garden of the companion. See the green grass all around, the green mosses on the trees, and perhaps the ground is also covered with sweet-smelling green pine needles. Just breathe in the vitality and healing energy of this green garden. And as the beautiful green garden comes alive for you, look up and notice that a being is approaching you from your garden. As this being comes nearer, you see that it is again your companion, the one who cares. And as your eyes meet, you move even closer. Let your thoughts be, I don't know exactly who or what you are, but I simply want to know you better. And feel the tremendous wave of compassion and love sweep over you as your companion reaches out, embraces you, and sends to you all the love that the universe holds for you personally. And you know that in the very core of your being, your companion will always be there with you, and you'll never be alone. Feel that certainty, that sense of knowing that you have never been and never will be alone. Your companion is with you in love and support every step of the way. Breathe in the vitality and the comforting, healing energy here in your green garden, and feel all the compassion and unconditional love from your companion flow into you and spread within you to every part of you. And now notice that the pathway continues steeply on up the mountainside. So continue to climb now with your companion through the trees and shrubs, and soon you discover that it leads to yet another terrace on the mountainside where everything is colored blue. This is your blue garden, the garden of communion. Go with your companion into your blue garden and just enjoy this magic moment where you're alone with your companion, sharing and blending your energies with each other, knowing that there's nothing you can or need to hide from each other. Just say to yourself, my companion and I are one. And in this moment of communion, know that all things you need will be made available to you. Resources, knowledge, intuition, healing abilities, or whatever you need for your own highest and best good. Here in this communion, feel the intimate connection with your all-knowing, all-loving companion. Breathe in the energy and the vitality of your blue garden, and let its vibrations and energies become a part of you. As you look down at your pathway and continue to climb the mountain with your companion, you soon discover that it leads to another terrace on the mountainside, where everything is colored violet. The flowers are violet, perhaps violet pansies, irises, and gladiolas. This is your violet garden, the garden of responsibility, the garden where you say to yourself, I accept the responsibility to use my talents and my abilities wisely. With reverence, awe, and gratitude, accept any gifts that are offered to you by your companion, the talents and abilities that will be needed each day to meet your challenges and lessons. And make the commitment to yourself and to your companion to always use your abilities when you should, and to never withhold or misuse them in any way that would harm yourself or others. Now breathe in the rich vitality and the endless energy here in this violet garden, and let all these vibrations and intentions here in your violet garden become a part of you. As you look up, you see the pathway leading further up the mountain, but the top of the mountain is still hidden in fleecy white clouds, and a brilliant white light shines through the clouds and illuminates all that is below. Begin moving toward the top of your mountain now, toward that brilliance that radiates outward for all to see. Move right toward that light as bright as the sun, And now move right into that light until it feels like you've swallowed the sun, and that sun begins to radiate outward from you. Feel the majestic power of pure, unconditional love that is everywhere here. This is your white garden, the garden of enlightenment. This is the garden of limitless power, absolute harmony, and eternal duration, where you are in the presence of the source of your consciousness, where you and your Creator are one. Now breathe in the rich harmony and vitality of your white garden, and feel the powerful love and light here at the top of your mountain. Here you are a free and limitless creative being, free from all limitations. There is nothing you cannot do. Stand on top of your mountain and feel the exhilaration of being on a high place in the rarefied air, and the light shining out from you and lighting up the top of your mountain. And let that light that is shining from you, shining through you, be a light of wisdom, enlightenment, and healing to all levels of your being. And as you look around your white garden, notice a reflective pool in front of a beautiful temple. And you know that this is your temple. As you go over to the reflective pool and look down into its still waters, you can very clearly see your own image there, reflecting back to you all that you really are, your true nature and appearance. Now move slowly down into the pool, move across the bottom of the pool and back up and out on the other side. And as you emerge from the waters of the pool, look down and see that your clothes are now pure white. And there's a brilliant, pure white light shining on you, shining in you, and radiating outward from every part of you. And as you approach your temple, kneel down in front of the steps, bow your head, and in a soft, gentle voice say, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Wash me, and I shall be clean. I ask to be made ready to enter thy temple and to approach thy sacred altar." And as you rise and climb the steps to your temple, the temple doors open wide, and you enter into a brightly lit vestibule where you see a tall violet flame coming up from a square inscribed on the floor. This is the flame of transmutation that burns forever in your sacred temple. Now step into the flame, and as you do, all that is within you that is not pure is consumed and is transmuted into gold, and it falls to the floor. Now step out of the violet flame, reach down, remove the gold from the violet flame, and as you reverently take that gold to the altar there in the center of your temple, you kneel, set the gold on the altar, and whisper, "Master Builder, take this gold and use it to expand this temple within which you dwell forever." As you rise and look around your temple, you soon discover that there are several doors behind the altar. One door is marked Healing Room. One is marked Hall of Records. One is marked Learning Room. And another door is marked Meditation Room. As you go to the Healing Room and open the door, you see that on the far wall there's a healing window through which the eternal white light of God shines. And there's also a healing table there in the center of the room. And you also see Archangel Raphael there in your healing room to assist you in any healing work that you'll do. Greet him with a smile and thank him for being here to guide and direct your healing work. And then let him know that you're here just now on your 40-day journey, and that you'll return when you're ready to begin your healing work. As you turn and move out of the healing room, the door closes behind you. Go now toward the Hall of Records, and notice that the entrance is through a pair of massive glass doors. And over these doors is the inscription, "I will bring to thy remembrance all things whatsoever you have need of from the foundations of the world." And as soon as you finish speaking these words, the doors open wide, and you enter your Hall of Records. And there near the entrance is your record keeper, who has access to all the records of every person who has ever lived on the earth. So go over and greet your record keeper with a big, warm hug. Then thank your record keeper for being there. And tell your record keeper that you're here just now on your 40-day journey, and that you'll return later to ask for specific records when you're ready. As you leave your Hall of Records, the doors close behind you, and you go to the door marked Learning Room. Open the door, go inside, and see a familiar-looking classroom. Look around the classroom and notice the desk and chair that have been placed there just for you. And you also notice the instructor in front of the room waiting for you. And as you look into your instructor's eyes, notice all the unconditional love and compassion there just for you. Go over and stand before your instructor, and as you look into your instructor's eyes, feel all the deep compassion and tenderness there just for you. Then let your instructor know that you're here just now on your 40-day journey, and that you'll return when you're ready to receive the additional knowledge and wisdom that's waiting for you. As you turn and leave your instruction room, the doors close behind you. Now go to the door marked Meditation Room. Open the door and go inside, and notice that a comfortable chair is there in the middle of a pleasant and dimly lit room. As the door closes softly behind you, sit down in the chair and sink down into its soft, comforting cushions, and become aware of a deep sense of calm, stillness, and quiet here in your meditation chair. As this quiet stillness moves through you in a wave of complete peace, just release all thoughts, release all ideas, all movement, and all sound, and gently let your consciousness float for a time, and then come to a peaceful rest in that inner stillness where you meet your Creator. As you gently bring your awareness back to the comfortable chair and surroundings in your meditation room, begin to stir, stretch yourself a bit, and when you're ready, get up out of the comfortable chair. And as you leave your meditation room, the door closes gently behind you. Move over to your altar again, there in the center of your temple, and as you kneel in front of it, give thanks for the insights and the information received here. Express your humble gratitude to the source of your being for this experience. As you arise from the altar, move past the violet flame, out through the doors in the front of the temple, and hear the temple doors close solidly behind you. Continue to move down the temple steps and back into your white garden. And now breathe in the perfect white light energy here in your garden, and bring the peace and the joy and the light of this place with you as you come back down the mountain. Bring with you the feeling of this place, this heaven. Bring with you the conscious awareness of the highest that is within you now as you move down your pathway. and back into your violet garden. Feel the energies of your white garden blend perfectly with the vibrations here in your violet garden, and see specific flowers, perhaps orchids, deep violet, and maybe amethyst crystals everywhere in your garden. Remember that this is the garden of responsibility and dedication. This is the garden where you decide how high your mountain can be, because the amount of responsibility you're willing to accept is the limit of what you're allowed to experience. Say to yourself, I accept my responsibility, and I dedicate myself to using all the tools that I can discover for the greatest good of myself and for those whom I meet. Now move through the violet garden and on down to the blue garden, and feel the energies of the white and the violet gardens blending perfectly with the vibrations here in your blue garden. The blue garden is where you realize that if you can just be with your teacher, your companion, nothing else matters. If you can make that connection, if you can feel that presence, feel the life of the blue garden come alive with that presence. Then see the pathway leading down the mountainside and start moving down again until you come to your green garden. Now go into the green garden, the garden of the one who cares, and feel the energies of the white, violet, and blue gardens blend perfectly with the vibrations here in your green garden. This is where you meet your companion each time you come here. This is where you say, I want to know you better. Breathe in the serenity and the compassion of the energies here, and then move through the trees of the forest as you continue on down the mountain, and that presence comes with you. So come down to the yellow garden, the garden of new life, a life of joy, and feel the energies of the white, violet, blue, and green gardens blend in perfect harmony and balance with the vibrations here in your yellow garden. Intend to be more joyful than you've ever been before, more radiant, and with more life than you've ever had before. So much more life that people now notice a difference in you. And come on down to the orange garden, the garden of transformation. Feel the energies of the white, violet, blue, green, and yellow gardens all blend in perfect harmony and balance with the vibrations of transformation here in your orange garden. Just say to yourself, here I buried who I used to be, and I feel good about that. The new self, the new me, is now coming down the mountain. And come down to the red garden, the garden of expectancy, and say to yourself, I expect to be changed by this experience. And feel the energies of the white, violet, blue, green, yellow, and orange gardens blend in perfect harmony and balance with the vibrations of your red garden. Now notice the pathway leading from the mountain back to your peaceful meadow, with the crystal clear, cool mountain stream running through it. And as you cross the bridge over your mountain stream, bring with you the new experiences, the new insights and abilities, and all the additional knowledge that was given to you at the top of your mountain. Bring the conscious awareness of all these back with you as you move into your meadow once again, into that peaceful sanctuary that you have created, your very own private meadow. And again feel the comforting presence of your companion, your guide, and know that your companion will always be with you. As you gaze around your meadow, feel the warmth of the bright sun again on your arms and hands and on your face. And again hear the symphony of sounds from the singing birds and from the chirping meadow crickets. Breathe in the 100 delicious flavors and beautiful smells of the wildflowers dancing in the sun. Breathe in this absolute harmony, absolute vitality, and perfect balance of all the vibrations here in your meadow. And allow these energies to flow through your entire being. Feel every cell of your body washed and renewed with this perfect balance and harmony. Feel every muscle and every nerve come alive with a vitality greater than they've ever known before. Feel every organ and every limb being healed and renewed with the energy and the knowledge of this experience. And now gently step from your meadow back into the center of balance within yourself. And as you gently become aware of your body again, begin to move your toes. Slowly stretch your shoulders. Take a deep breath and wiggle your fingers. And when you're ready, open your eyes.